okay, so I had a trouble going to finding a strip club in Vegas. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. I haven't seen you in a week, and now you're just popping off with Vegas. You went to Vegas, Sugar?
I ran away to Las Vegas with a friend, and we couldn't find. It's my buddy from church, and we couldn't find.
Two church boys going to Vegas strip clubs?
Yeah, we couldn't find one that matched our values. And I'm like, I walk up to the bouncer, and I'm like going, recite the Apostles' Creed.
Okay.
And he goes, I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven. I go, that's the Nicene Creed.
Oh,
jerk. And I'm like going, okay. And I'm like going, we're gonna find a. I can't go to. It's not like a good thing as a Christian to go to strip clubs. And I'm like going, well, maybe if we find something that's associated with our values, that believes in what we believe, okay, and sex after marriage, in the confines of marriage, and also, and then, sure, there's plenty of those strip clubs out there, but it's like, I kind of want to get more of a Calvinistic kind of a thing, I'm not one of these non-denominational strip clubs.
Right. So you're not atheistic or anything. It has to be Christian.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. So after going to 20 of these places, we can't find a single one that matches.
There's nothing wrong with a good, clean Christian strip club.
Yeah, exactly.
Why isn't there more of them?
I don't know. Yeah. It's like, it seems like, Christians have the same kind of feelings, but it's like,
Don't they?
Yeah, but you live within a certain boundary
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep things safe. So we ended up not going to any of them.
Oh, well, that's probably gooder.
Yeah, probably.
Safer, sanitary-wise.
Right. But how have you been, Greg?
I've been busy trying to work on this Bronco, getting some parts delivered.
How is the Bronco going? It's a 73 Bronco with...
It's a 74 with...
an extra year. A 73... You didn't let me finish my sentence. It's a 73 Bronco with one extra year.
73 plus one.
What engine's going in it? That's the cool, exciting part.
Super sick Coyote motor.
Yeah.
And the 10-speed transmission, and
it's so cool.
Converted Dana 20 to fit on the 10-speed.
And
today we just picked the body off of it.
Lifted the body off the frame. Yeah.
4 guys pick it up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
2 5'2" guys. Can you believe how strong those little guys are?
They're great.
They're freaking awesome. Yeah. Man. So freaking strong, dude. Those little guys. I had a hard time with that. Yeah, so did I. That's why I had to do it, because you did it. What? I'm a foot taller than you. I got 50 pounds on you.
Dude, I think I've always... When I've been punched by guys in life, they've always been really short.
And they have a heck of a punch, too.
Yeah.
Good golly. My one buddy has the atomic bomb tattooed on his knuckles, and the mushroom cloud goes up his forearm because he just drops bombs.
That's so funny.
That's a hell of a tattoo. You better pack that up. That's great. Man.
I love it.
So, okay, you went to Vegas, though? I mean...
Yeah,
what was the main purpose? It's
not my thing.
The purpose wasn't the Christian strip club. That was a great joke. I appreciate it. I've never been to a strip club in my life. I gotta go sometime, I guess. Just for the experience.
Just for the experience, not because I want to. But I think that it's
you have to go with your wife.
There's sometimes, yes, when no one else is there.
You could do that
under the confines of marriage when no one else is there.
You could do that at a Christian strip club.
Yeah, exactly. I just found out we could go to Denny's without being married. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited for that part.
I love Lenny's.
Denny's. But no, I think we had I had my buddy James. His dad has a Camaro that we're supposed to build. That'll be our next project once you're done with this Bronco.
Oh, we get to build a Camaro after the Bronco?
A 67 Camaro.
Is it going to be orange?
No, it won't be. It'll be Granada Gold.
Oh.
It's starting out as. But it's like the sparkly gold from back in the day.
Really? You never see anybody do that.
Yeah, no, well, that's the original color to the car. We found the tag on the firewall.
Is it?
And so Granada Gold, yeah, it's a nice color.
So, and it's a V8 car, not a straight 6?
327. original.
Was it a 4-speed or?
It's a automatic TH350 or something like that.
Yeah. It might have been a Power Glide back then. It should have been a Turbo 350.
I think it has a TH350 in there, but nothing else. It's just an empty engine bay. But there's a TH350
going back
in there.
Completely stock and original.
Yeah, and his son wants a stick shift, and the dad wants just automatic. Just leave it as is. We'll just go black interior, Granada gold, no vinyl roof. So just
eliminate it.
Yeah, it had one, but he doesn't want it back on.
Yeah, that's expensive.
And just keep it kind of stock, but I mean, still rowdy.
Right.
327, and I just happened to have picked up a 327 the other day.
How delicious.
So maybe we'll barter and put that one in. But I said I'm going to rebuild.
He doesn't have the motor for it anymore?
He's got a 350. He's got a 2-bolt 350, but he doesn't. He's not thrilled about it.
It was a 327 car?
Yeah.
And the block is gone?
You're right.
Darn it.
But
you got numbers matching?
But the lovely thing about Nevada... What do you mean numbers matching?
The proper year and stuff. I mean, there's certain 327s for this.
I have a 68 327 block.
Well, then there you go.
So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, and a 67.
Yeah.
Could have been factory warranty.
There you go. That's hilarious. I'll just write numbers matching on the valve cover.
I just read an article about a Copo that they found, 69.
Yeah.
Came with the 427. Dudes bought it specifically to go thrash it.
Okay.
Within 1,600 miles, he blew the 427. And they took it back to Chevrolet. They put a new 427 in for him, and he went and he thrashed it until it had 16,000 miles on it.
Man. Okay, explain Copo to the audience.
What is it? Counter order parts? Or is it corporate order?
Corporate order package a la Magato. I don't know.
Something like that. It's the corporate
special
guys.
order. And this was like a drag strip special generally.
Most of them radio and heater delete.
Yeah, and from time to time, every 10 years or so, Chevrolet would come out with a new Copo Camaro package or so. And Mustang too, with Cobra Jet or whatever Mustangs.
And the Copo Chevelles too.
Yeah, and so it was not on the regular order page. You kind of had to know what packages you wanted to get, and it would delete, a lot of parts, and
If you ordered this, it deleted things. If you ordered
no radio, no backseat maybe or something,
stuff like that.
And I know with the Mustangs, it was you're getting roll cages and you're getting and drag slicks, and later on the Camaros did that too,
but
where they were no longer street legal.
Sick options that you're supposed to just take to the drag race to the drag track and just as you're supposed to be stock class, and you race the stock class and you whatever they put that S/C on your windshield, and then you go out there and do your best.
Is the SC? Is that what that means?
I believe it was Super Comp. It might have been Super Comp on some of them, but
okay. But yeah, it looks good. It looks cool.
But his isn't a Copo. It's just a Granada Gold, though. That's a rare one. Yeah,
it'll be cool. And some of the orange, it's painted orange and primer, and it's got the body's is good. It's great. There's little tiny rust spots, but we're gonna have some fun digging it out and getting it right. But I'm just looking at poking around it and stuff, and we'd been thinking about getting out there forever because it was taking my buddy James forever to get any photos to me, and just wasn't coming. And I'm going, and then James and I were going let's just go out there. The flight to Vegas is cheap, and
right?
We'll go see some shows and we'll have some fun. And it's okay, yeah, why not? And so, and then I'll be able to. I want to see it in person anyway, because if you just get pictures of a car and they say, "Well, tell me how much it's going to cost to restore this thing," and you go, "How about $100,000
just to be safe?
Just to be safe, cover the, And so it's now I know how many dents it has, how many panels have been off of it. The lines are really good.
It's never been wrecked.
It's never been wrecked. At least it doesn't look like it. It's been in his garage for 14 years. And sure, it's got the rubbers are all crusty and stuff like that and whatever, but it's got all the glass. It's got, you know,
But they're looking to do like not necessarily a resto mod, but resto update.
Yeah, and maybe we do throw in like some chassis
stiffeners,
yeah, but not
connect the front to the rear kind of a thing.
Yeah, but exactly like GM should have done.
Right.
But we won't do like a Roadster Shop chassis or Heights or QA1 stuff, but we'll get it going, and then he can feel it and drive it and see. And I'm sure maybe it's like then he wants to hot rod it, then we can add in more stuff later.
Right,
but until then, it's black carpet. The
stock
small
seats.
Bucket seats with no headrests.
Those are great, though.
It's fantastic.
I love that interior,
and it's all blacked out inside.
That's red Camaro runs.
Yeah,
interior,
cool.
Just like that.
And like and just I was talking to Charlie, the owner, and I'm going like, and then we could do some red line tires on it, like so that it looks a lot like an old Hot Wheels. And then he goes, yeah, that'd be cool. And then I pulled up a picture of here's a gold metal flake Hot Wheels from '67. It was like one of the very first Hot Wheels ever was a '67 Camaro. Mm-hmm. It was like there's like a VW bus, and then a '67 Camaro was in the first packages,
first runs.
Yeah, very first runs ever. So it's like it's a big deal. It's screaming Hot Wheels. It's begging, put red line tires on here.
What wheels?
He's just got some Nova wheels on there right now, so he doesn't have the original wheels on there. But
what were the original wheels on it?
Just probably just 15-inch Steelies or 14-inch.
They might have been 14.
Yeah, probably 14-inch Steelies. Yeah, you're right.
Huh.
I know my 71L Camino had 14s on it.
Isn't that crazy how they had such small tires on those big vehicles?
A lot of sidewall, man. I tell you what.
So much sidewall.
That sidewall's doing a lot of suspension, work.
Because they sacrifice steering for handling.
Absolutely. For comfort, yeah. Absolutely.
I will never forget that sentence.
Sacrifice steering for handling?
Yes. No.
Steering for what?
What was it? And I say it wrong, and I'll never forget it.
Never forget it. Yep. You're right, Greg. You'll never forget it.
They sacrifice steering for suspension.
Okay.
Wasn't that what it was in the boat episode? The bigger boat.
Oh yeah.
Land Rots.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And but have you driven an original Camaro semi-round? I mean, I've gotten to take a few out.
Ron's.
Okay, cool. Ron. Yeah.
That thing is all original, all stock.
Ron Poirier, who was on our podcast.
No, Ron Cubine. The red Camaro that we dynoed.
Oh yeah.
The big block.
Now I remember.
The motor had the push rod brake in it.
Gotcha. I never got to ride in that thing, but
that thing was bone stock and one-legged wonder. And
that was a '69. No, that was
67.
That was '67. Sorry, we had so many Camaros there.
We did so many, but that's how that one was just absolutely all stock. But that one supposedly was the 396 quote unquote 402 4-speed 12-bolt posi, but it was just a 10-bolt one-legged.
Okay, yeah, that's a cool car.
It was.
Yeah, and
it had the low bucket seats with no headrests.
Yeah, same here on this one.
I love that interior. Super simple, super clean, easy to do. All the parts are easy to buy.
Yeah, I love Camaros. Yeah, they're so simple to get. Every single part.
Every single part.
It's in my blood, dude. My first car, was '85 Camaro Z28 T-tops, 5-speed, no paint. I don't know if it was optioned from the factory with no paint, but
the T-tops were great.
Whatever green paint was on there was falling off. Whenever you hit 85 miles an hour, it's top speed. So that car was so slow. I was passed by every Honda Accord and everything, but it made more noise than their car did, and it could do donuts and stuff too. So
there,
with all of its 140 horsepower out of its 5-liter V8,
so
305 V8.
We have a job after the Bronco's done. We got to do the Camaro. I can't wait. That's exciting.
Yeah, dude. We gotta give them an estimate. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh. We can do that tomorrow. You need some rest.
Well, yeah, you get some parts. Yeah, exactly. So that I just landed yesterday. But I'll definitely we'll definitely get some cool options for him too. And I think we should also give him like an estimate for an entire Roadster Shop Bananas car.
Yeah. Here's this, here's that.
Here's that. Yeah, if you want to.
And then C. Here's A, B, and potentially C.
If you're thinking about jumping the Grand Canyon, here's option C. If you're thinking about, let's make this into a station wagon. Here's option 4.
So how many days were you in Vegas?
4 days. Well, 3.5.
Well, you didn't spend 3.5 days on the Camaro. What else did you do?
Man, we went...
Besides look for the Christian strip club. Excuse me.
We had it was one of those things where like did some great food and probably one of the best meals I've had in a good year.
Great eateries.
What?
Great eateries.
Yeah, exactly. And then like there's a restaurant called Best Friend. And it's like, and I have no idea what the menu is because I didn't order any. I just, my buddy James knows all this stuff, and so we just went there, and
And your best friend ordered for you?
Experienced.
Is that how it went?
I think we were all best friends as we leave. Yeah, we experienced some really new flavors. Like I'm like going, I've never tasted this before, kind of a thing. And it's like,
what example for what? Like what?
You put a chicharron on top of an avocado in a lime sauce or in a kiwi sauce with a kiwi thing underneath it. Don't know. I would never do that in my life. But if they did that and charge us $25 for it, and then some like corn meal thing, and then some
cornmeal thing.
Like whatever, like street side corn kind of a thing that you would peel off or whatever, and then a bunch of like pork and rice and other stuff too.
Okay.
But all these sauces, and it's done up kind of Hawaiian or Filipino or something other kind of ways, and
gives it those flavors.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. But you have to go through a casino filled with smoke and then go through all these other places in order to get there.
Because you're allowed to smoke in casinos.
Some of them, I don't know if you were in this one, but it still smelled like cigarettes. Whatever.
Oh, gross.
You know how it is. Yeah,
yeah,
and everything's like, but. It was amazing, It's like I don't, you can't just live off of. You can live off of ramen all your life, but
yeah, because you could go months without food. You need water every day. Yeah,
but every once in a while, it's nice to spend $60 on a meal and go, okay, I'm gonna remember this one, And the loud and super fast talking waiter, he's just like talking a million miles an hour, and they're all dressed in tracksuits because probably they're running everywhere. But it's just really wild. There's a live DJ there, and it was just
wow.
It was kind of a nutty place, but
best friend.
Yeah, super out of the comfort zone. Pretty awesome. You should go. Let's go today. But good food. But then, after we did the high cultured stuff, and the Cirque du Soleil things that are somebody who's local, who understands what how to spend cash and stuff like that. Once we're done with that, he goes
Cirque du Soleil.
What's that?
How much does it cost to go to the
$5,000, man? I don't know.
That's nice.
It's like $100. It's not cheap.
How long is the show?
It's like an hour. Bouncing around. French guys bouncing around the Beatles music.
To the Beatles?
Yeah. Okay.
For an hour.
Do you like, have you ever seen Cirque du Soleil?
Just commercials. I never actually had the pleasure to attend.
I went to one out here in the Springs in Colorado, and it was the grossest, most French thing I've ever been to.
Okay.
And they're just...
You have a face like you saw nudity and everything.
Well, you might as well, because they're all in unitards, jumping and throwing. They're throwing these guys who are probably slaves from China, trafficked in, and they're bouncing them off of trampolines, these poor little guys, and throwing them into nets across the other side of the stadium. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, welcome to America. You're going to be shot out of a cannon. And he's like going, I thought, is it all like this?
Where's my rights?
Going through the air and just bouncing and landing and bouncing and landing and bouncing and landing. It was pretty impressive, but like, oh my gosh, it looked like they're all going to die. Yeah, exactly. And then some guy in a frog suit and a tutu is coming around making these weird noises, walking through the crowd, and I'm like going, please don't get near me, because he's just taking people's hats off and going boop, 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 and making all these weird French noises, like going, get away. It's so creepy. I hate it. Luckily, this Beatles Cirque du Soleil thing had none of that. I mean, they had a little of that to ruin some of the songs, take you out of it. But most of the time, it was a lot of aerial stuff. And it just looked like everybody's going to die all the time because they're swinging from ropes and back and forth and then down into troughs and then bouncing back out. And that was really impressive. You're just like going, but I don't know if I would risk my life over or trying to show everybody how far I could fly in a unitard, but it was pretty impressive.
Moving on.
But then it's like, you're sitting around going, oh, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? And it's like, okay, if I got carte blanche, then we're just going to go to every car thing I can.
Right.
It's like, let's see what car stuff is like in Vegas.
We talked about Shelby America when we were here. Did you go to there?
We went to, the Shelby Museum out here in Boulder, Colorado is incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
I think it's sacred ground. I think you should go. If you're a car guy, you must go.
Even if you're not a Ford guy.
Even if you're a diehard Chevy guy, if you're Ed Wilburn, you still have to go to the Shelby Museum.
It is cool to go see that.
Yeah, because it's like, that's Ken Miles' car.
Yeah.
There's Jack Sears drove this. All these big time racers. Bob Bonder raced this one at Le Mans, at Sebring, at wherever, and like
if
it's
those
just,
cars could talk, holy.
Oh gosh,
French.
yeah, and they're unrestored and they're just beautiful, and every one of them's worth $1 million, or after the other one, and
Vegas was
mostly a gift shop. It was a fantastic gift shop. I mean, they have Shelby chess sets, Shelby toothpicks, Shelby, toilet brushes, Shelby's hoodies, hats, sweaters.
This sounds like the Spaceballs.
I was like, it's a Shelby gift shop. Maybe they're going to have like, can I get a supercharger here? Can I get,
no,
some other nuts and bolts? Nope.
Shelby toilet paper.
Yeah, a lot of like coasters and they had some pullback toy cars and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I bought a Shelby energy drink.
Was it turbo boosted?
Yeah, Super Snake energy drink.
Super Snake.
Sugar-free Super Snake.
Oh, goodness. And you're in Vegas. I'm not sure I would have drank that.
No?
Super Snake?
Yeah, I was starting to drag a little bit, and I had to
boost it up.
Get a little bit boosted up. But holy cow, man, it was fun. I mean, and they'd give tours, but they're $59 a person. And
whoa.
And since it was, since it was the weekend, the shop was closed and nobody was working there in the shop.
Oh, I see.
I think they give tours of everything, but the lady who was giving the tour, I think, also manned the gift shop register too. So I don't know.
Yeah, probably not the day to go then.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's kind of rough. So it's like, but you can walk around the museum part, and then you look through the window, and they're building. There's probably 200 Mustangs on the other side of the glass in different states of supercharging and turbocharging. It's just amazing. All these GT500s with their bumpers off and their hoods open because they're putting different parts on them.
Nice.
And different wings and wheels and spoilers and everything. It's
what a fun job that could be.
Yeah, because you get
maybe for a year and then you get sick of it.
But you get like brand new clean Mustangs to work on,
right?
And then, so you get, maybe it's more assembly line stuff, but everybody had their own lifts and everything and their own toolboxes. So it looked pretty clean and pretty organized.
Yeah.
It was fairly interesting. So and there's a lot of history there too and fans. So it's like, I think you'd have a great time working there.
It's another cool place to go see.
Yeah.
Not as cool as ours.
I think maybe if I kept
on a weekday so you could see them working?
Yeah, I told James exactly. Yeah, exactly. If they were working, if the shop was open, I think it would be more fun to go talk to the techs and stuff like that as a car guy. Kind of go, how do you like it here? What are you doing? What's the fastest car you've driven? Have you ever stolen a part, put in your lunchbox? What's going on there?
Yeah.
But
did you Johnny Cash this or what?
You Johnny Cash this? How many years is it on your Mustang? But yeah, that. God, that song's so fun. Psycho Billy Cadillac. But yeah, that was a little underwhelming. Some of the cars are cool, and it's kind of funny, some of the signs, because there's a couple Cobras. They're real ones, but there's a lot of continuation stuff too, which is not as.
So what I'm seeing on the website here, is that what you saw there?
Yeah, that one room.
And then they have the gift shop that has more hats than most old men need.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But 10 different kinds of fonts, you know, like you got to collect every font of Shelby.
They got the conference area, it looks like a big
That's all the same room.
audit. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
They would just set up tables, I think. But
Self-guided tours, weekdays and Saturdays.
yeah. And it's all right, you know, but once you get into the actual shop there, it's huge. It's like the size of a Target, you know.
Oh.
Then where they're building everything. That looked pretty amazing.
It looks groovy.
But yeah, it's so funny because you're walking around. There's a Cobra, 65 Cobra, that there's like an aluminum one, all aluminum body. There's an all aluminum bodied Daytona there, and it's polished up and everything. It's got a 427 under the hood, and
I think I see the aluminum in the picture here.
yeah, it's gorgeous. And then but the stripes, they have hood stripes down it, but they're not painted. The hood stripes are brushed aluminum, and the rest of the car is polished aluminum. So it's even polished in between the stripes, you know, going down. It was such a fun effect, you know.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's a lot of effort, and the body panels were very smooth, you know. That's not a lot of wave in them, you know, considering what it is. It's like, it's pretty incredible.
All hand formed and everything.
But then next to the polished one was an all copper one.
Oh, that's not in the picture.
And, you know, and they said, yeah, that's a little heavy. But the same thing, where it's polished copper and brushed stripes down the hood to the taillight for, you know, little Cobra. It was pretty amazing. The funny thing was, though, that's like you walk down and it's like, oh, here's a Shelby Super Snake. You know, like going, oh, that's cool. And it's like twin supercharged, two big old superchargers under the hood from back in the day. You're like going, I remember the story. You know, it's automatic, you know, because that engine with those superchargers would rip apart the clutches.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, this is interesting, but I remember the story on this one. I go, where's the sign for it? Because it's not anywhere. I go, because this was delivered new to Bill Cosby. And I only recently became a fan of Bill Cosby after reading up on him. But I don't know if you knew that he was a comedian also back in the day.
Besides what?
He used to mix drinks. Sorry, stupid jokes.
I'm covering my face in shame here. Oh my God.
I'm friends with Greg Meenan. Hey guys,
I became a fan of Bill Cosby. I'm cringing over here, motherfucker. I don't know. You also know he was a comedian. He had a couple TV shows at one time.
Yeah, did you hear about that? Oh,
He
man.
was a mixologist.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's where I'm learning this craft from. You want a drink?
No wonder why I'm getting so giggly.
Yeah, you want one another drink? Here,
No.
do your drink up, Greg. It's fine.
No.
Okay.
Funny.
But the story was that Carrol Shelby was friends with him back in the day and had you know, some celebrity clients obviously, but delivered the car to him, and he's like, it does burnouts and stuff, and Bill Cosby just barely drove it down his block and said, hell no, I'm not taking this. This is too insane. It's going to kill me. And returned it basically, and they.
Who had it after that?
Well, it's in this museum. You know, it's sitting there. So I don't know. I think Carrol Shelby took it back, you know, and had it as his personal car, because they said one of these is the same thing like the one on the stand up there on the website. That was another one of Carrol Shelby's personal cars. And, you know, when it was built a little bit later, but it was also another automatic car, because Carrol Shelby was, you know, in his 90s and driving these things, which is pretty badass.
It is.
And so it's like, you know, and somebody going like, he should have had a stick shift. It's like going, yeah, you're 90 years old and you're still driving, you know,
One of these?
800 horsepower cars down the, yeah, come on, dude.
No. You can have an automatic at that point. You earned it.
You earned it. Yeah, exactly. So there's only a few automatic Cobras, and I think one of them had the Cosby history. So yeah, pretty wild.
You have to put Bill Cosby in the hashtags on the.
I'm not a fan of Bill Cosby anymore.
Or less. So that's not the only cool car place you have.
No, we went to the O.J. Simpson Museum then after that. No, I'm kidding. Did you know that he played football?
He did Hertz commercials?
I didn't know that he had like an acting career too.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was such a fan, and I had no idea he did all that. Sorry.
I didn't know. Besides being an author, he was an actor.
He was an author. Yeah, I read his book. And I was, that's why I first found out about him.
Jesus Jones.
Oh, sorry.
The O.J. Simpson Museum.
We did go to the Monster Museum, actually, but that had like Frankenstein and the creature from the Black Lagoon and stuff. There is some other goofy stuff that you can do that's not like gambling and stuff because I don't have enough money to lose. And
Monster Museum. Are you talking like Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yeah, literally. And
a museum of all the monsters that's been in cinematic movies?
Yeah, and it was kind of like
cinematic movies? What the fuck?
Cinematic movies.
Those are different from cinema and movies. Maybe I'm tired too.
Yeah, have another drink of this cocktail.
No.
No, it's fine, Greg. But that was super fun because it felt really homemade, you know.
All the things were not from the movies.
He had some props. He had like this like Gremlins thing from Gremlin, the actual thing, and it was like had big giant spider legs. And you walk into this little.
He has such a look of disdain on his face.
It's hard to describe, but it was
gross.
It's kind of fun. It's just that. It's so out of place, you know. This makes sense if it was like on the Vegas Strip, you know, next to all the other casinos and wild stuff like Madame Tussauds kind of wax museum thing.
I see.
That's kind of how the kitschy kind of feel it was.
Uh-huh.
But it was hilarious because it felt really homemade. And it's out like way out by the Hoover Dam, and so it's like let's go to Dairy Queen, go to the Monster Museum, and the Hoover Dam. It's like it would be a great day, you know.
Come on, kids, load up.
Yeah, exactly. Like hop in the station wagon, we're going. And you know, you pay your $20 and you go walk through the museum, and
well, it's cheaper than Shelby.
Yeah, for sure, and it's super fun still. But I don't know, just kind of a kick going through it.
They have cool cars at the museum.
They had a Cadillac hearse that was painted up like the Ecto one.
It was a hearse, though. Oh yeah,
it was really close to the right year.
Ecto one was an ambulance, I believe.
Yeah, Ghostbusters thing. Ambulance. But this was definitely a hearse. You know, it had different. It had like 1980s cop lights on the roof, and had been spray painted.
The big blue round.
Oh no, it was a flat square rectangle.
Oh, I see. Okay,
so not totally accurate.
Not early '80s, late '80s.
But if you didn't see the picture of the other one, you know, next to it, then you might think it was appropriate. But it was so funny because it's actually one of the rear wheels was actually. The rim was on the ground and the tire was half torn off of it.
Oh, geez.
It's like, so maybe.
Oh, wait. Is that.
I guess the nice thing about having a monster museum is that if something's dilapidated and not repaired right and rusty, you just go, it's haunted, you know, and then it's fine. It fits right in.
It was part of the haunted movie that is now cursed. And
you roll with it.
And now we have their cursed car here.
But it was still fun. And he has like a little movie theater in there where he's playing like some of his horror movies that he actually is filming himself, like the guy who owns the museum. It's so much fun, dude.
Oh, goodness.
And their gift shop was good, you know, with a lot of
Tom Devlin's.
Devlin's Monster
Museum. Yeah. I like the character that's standing up there.
Yeah, it was silly and fun. And there's all sorts of, Jason from Friday the 13th and all these other
I see the creature
gross
from
monsters.
the Black Lagoon.
That's my favorite monster. What's your favorite monster, Craig? Are you more of a Dracula guy or a
It? The clown.
The clown one? Okay. The new one? The newest Pennywise thing? Or?
I haven't seen the newest Pennywise, but
okay.
I couldn't think of Pennywise, but yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah.
From the 80s when I was a kid, that one really terrified me.
But maybe not totally worth going, but it's super fun. I think it's one of those things, if you're like already in the mood just to have a good time, then you won't be sad if you go there.
You're gonna leave happy.
If you're going there with a bad attitude and you say, well, I hope this monster museum makes me happy, because I've had a rough time, lost all my money on gambling.
And then, golly gosh, go to Dairy Queen, the Monster Museum.
Can't find the right denomination of strip club. Then it's like, then I think you're not going to have a good time at that Monster Museum. It's going to hurt more. But it was fun. And speaking of Pennywise.
Oh shit! Here we go. Tangent.
You can go anywhere. Okay, yeah, you can go anywhere in Vegas and just kind of have a good time. But we went to a punk rock museum, the Punk Rock Museum.
Oh goodness, the Punk Rock Museum.
Yeah, owned by.
Oh, there it is.
Owned by the famous Fat Mike from NoFX.
How cool is that?
It was so much fun.
What was that like inside?
It was surprisingly clean and well lit. And
you felt safe?
Yeah, because I love the comments, like all the comments on the reviews and stuff like that, like on the Facebook. It's like
wait. It says it's a bar, a tattoo parlor, a wedding chapel, a punk shop, and more.
Yeah,
a wedding chapel.
We had 10 weddings the day we were there. It was so great.
Holy cow. It's like the Elvis Presley Chapel of Love or whatever.
Yeah, but for people who got kicked out of their houses when they were young. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Who set fire to the
dumpsters for no reason.
Yeah.
Have pink and purple hair.
Yeah, who have been hit over the back with a skateboard. I mean, these are those kids who get married here.
Knee-high Doc Martens and miniskirts.
Yeah, and like one of the comments on like the Facebook thing was like, it shouldn't cost you $20 to get in. You should have to fight the bouncer in order to get in and earn your way in or whatever, get past him or sneak in. If you want to go to the Punk Rock Museum, you should shatter the back window and crawl in through it. Exactly. Instead of going in, and we were like kind of expecting something like that, but like you walk in and the bouncer was one of the nicest guys I met in weeks. He's like, how's it going, guys? Here for the Punk Rock Museum? Or are you here for a wedding? Or are you here or you're going to the bar? And we're like, going, what? A wedding? He goes, yeah, there's a couple weddings going on right now. You turn and look over at the bar, and there's like, sure enough, there's a lady in a wedding dress with a bunch of tattoos and guys in like leopard print blazers and stuff.
Nice.
All speaking German from out of town. It was really fun.
They came from Germany to get married in the Punk Rock
Heck yeah,
Museum.
man. Oh, absolutely, dude.
NoFX is large in Germany.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Maybe. I guess big enough.
You back me up on that one.
Yes, absolutely. Number one. Number one. And
just like we are.
Yeah, the second band is Rammstein, and then the 99 Luftballons people. I don't know their name.
That was French.
Is that French? But they're big in Germany. Anyways, NoFX is American. Just have to be right.
That was awesome there.
So
sweet Jesus.
But like, it's like photos of all these shows. The photography on the walls was incredible. I mean, it's just beautiful. And if you lived through any of that stuff, or your older brother was cool and you stole his albums and stuff like that, it just was amazing. Because you're like walking through and like half the bands on the wall, you're like, I have no idea who this is, But some of it's like, you got to write it down because you should look this up on Spotify after we leave so that you can actually get these albums and commit them to memory. But there's
and get some swag from the punk rock store.
Yeah, and there's like Dead Kennedys and stuff, shirts that they wore, and like on stage, shirts that people wore on the album covers, and artwork done by punk rock musicians and everything hanging on the walls. It's just gorgeous stuff. But it was so bright, so well lit, so clean, air conditioned.
How was the bathroom?
The bathroom was I highly recommend this bathroom.
It wasn't a junky punk rock bathroom?
It was
You
very...
highly recommend this bathroom?
It was very clean, well kept, plenty of soap and towels. But the graffiti everywhere, on the ceiling, on the floors, on the urinals, stickers, a billion stickers on every single post, and writing from bands, writing from guests, writing from tourists everywhere,
they could
scribbled
just sign
everywhere,
the wall and stuff. But everything. It wasn't done trashy. It would look good.
It was so uniform and everywhere, but it was so consistent with any kind of punk rock club or whatever that you've been through, the Gothic or whatever bathrooms. But it was just everywhere, on the ceiling, on the floors, and bands signing it too.
That reminds me of the club, the church from back in the day.
Yeah, some kind of stuff like that. Yeah, where it just plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
But
random people, random times of their lives.
Yeah, but it's weird, like going to a show and thinking, I'm not going to get cut, I'm not going to get a disease from this stuff, but it's pretty amazing.
I won't get an STD even though I didn't have
all
sex.
The jackets with that some Sex Pistol guy wore, but it's behind glass where it can't hurt you.
I'm seeing the tattoo parlor here. This is really cool.
Yeah, and then right up by the wedding chapel, there's a tattoo parlor in the back.
Get tattooed at thepunkrockmuseum.com.
Yeah, think about it. You go say your vows, say your I do's, and then you walk back and get your rings tattooed on.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, there you go.
Why wouldn't you?
It was really fun. I just loved it. I don't know why. It was just like cool. It was just such a weird thing, but it still felt safe enough, And
what about the car things, though? Okay,
cars.
Was there any
car
cars
podcast? No, everybody drives a beat up Hyundai. That's
Hyundai XL.
Hyundai XL. Yeah, but it's like it's not car guy stuff, but it was so fun. It's like you can't just go do one thing.
It can't just be all cars the whole time.
But I do recommend though probably the. I heard that there's a Hollywood car museum, but that looks stupid. There was another place that's actually a dealership called Atomic Motors. Yeah. That place, the guy gave us a free tour, but there's like 5 buildings and tons of motorcycles.
I see.
Hundreds of motorcycles. Beautiful cars, and they're all for sale. Almost all of them, There's a few that were back there, but they had like Gene Winfield's Riviera was back there.
What?
Yeah, and they had some pretty exotic stuff, but mostly Americana. Some really beautiful things. And then in the corner, there's another polished up Shelby Daytona coupe. And I'm like going, okay, cool. And the guy gave us the tour. Who's he's also a car salesman, but he was really nice guy named Marco. He was really fun. And this polished up Daytona coupe's on the stand. It's the same thing, aluminum continuation series, bright polished with the stripes are what did I say? They're brushed aluminum. I think that's it. And to contrast, so it was pretty cool.
This web page is insane.
And I'm like going, why? And he goes, hey, you know why this is here? And I go, and he says, because they have like a contract with Shelby American, and now they're going to start building the continuation Cobras there at Atomic Motors.
How cool is that?
And yeah, it's very cool. And
a full service restoration, sales, and consignment dealership.
Yeah.
Licensed and bonded in the state of Nevada. 4-building campus, climate controlled, secure, include 5 motorcycle and classic car showrooms and restoration, machine, upholstery, detail, and fabrication shops. How do you get a job there?
Yeah, it was beautiful because they actually had a fab shop. They had, a bunch of millers and a bunch of, slice and dice and cutting, bending tools.
You are tired.
I'm tired.
You can't think of any of your tool names.
Well, they didn't
brakes and shears.
I didn't see any like Pullmaxes, but they did have some brakes and shears. Yes,
English wheels.
No, I didn't see that, but it doesn't mean that that's not there. It's just that was maybe not part of the tour. Yeah, but definitely some heavy duty welders, and some serious stuff.
Their website is extensive.
Dude,
they do everything.
That would probably be, if you're going to do one car thing, I would say go to Atomic Motors. If you're a diehard Shelby fan, then go to Shelby, but and do a tour during a weekday. But Atomic Motors, it was really cool, and they're really nice. He's like going, "Hey, you guys need a soda or water or a donut?" And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." It's like,
yeah, can I have one of each?
I know, but a lot of the cars, they're expensive, but they're not ugly. Nothing as
a 1970 Cadillac 55
Phaeton. Yeah,
it's only 100,000.
He had a bunch of big Cadillacs there that were impressive. And some street rods and stuff like that too. Yeah, everything's expensive. Maybe about 10 grand higher than you'd think on some things, but
dude, look at that 50 Chevy.
But the condition was good.
That's delicious.
There's a lot of stuff sitting right next to each other where you could compare stuff. And then he goes, "Oh, you like Chryslers?" And I go, "Yeah," because he was teasing me about some lowrider 300 that we were looking at, like a 2010 300, and it was cool, but it had like a bunch of airbrushes and stuff. And then we walk into this room and he says, "Well, if you like Chryslers, then check this out." Opens up the door, and it was literally 115 degrees out. And then we walk in, so it's a blast of cold air. And the first thing you see as your eyes adjust is this 29-foot long Chrysler 300, 1957, with these big giant fins on it. And it was just so gorgeous. Oh, it was heart aching. I want this thing so bad.
That is just delicious.
Because that's one of those early Hemi cars that just was mean, muscly car. This might be the muscle car before the GTO, and because it's kind of a GT, really cush. But the seats were perfect. It was just a gorgeous thing. Looked like it kind of had been more of a survivor car than heavily restored or anything like that. And I fell in love right then. I mean, I honestly, if I had 50 grand on me, it would have been gone. Absolutely, dude.
It's 150 grand.
If I had 150 grand on me, dude, it would have been gone. Really?
It's 150,000.
Okay, never. Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Well, jumped in price, man. He said they had 20-year financing.
That's amazing.
20 years, man.
Who's gonna? No.
Oh, this is what I'm thinking of. Was 50 grand. 62 Thunderbird convertible. Yeah. That one was cool too, but it needed a lot of work. But
is that so?
Maybe that's 50 grand. That's Gene's Ribby era. Yeah. Is a lot of cracked paint. A lot of the filler and stuff falling apart.
Right.
But it's like if it's Gene Winfield's car, you're like kind of going,
I can live with it.
Do I repaint this thing? Is that sacrilege? What do I do? I mean, but
and it has a Buick nailhead in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot of body work to extend the back, these fins and stuff. It's an interesting car with this kind of peach faded paint job on it. But yeah, a cool car, historic car. It would be cool.
It's 200,000.
Yeah. I don't know what a Gene Winfield car goes for,
Dude, the 63 Falcon convertible is 17,000.
That seemed...
It has to be a Survivor. That's the only reason why it's that price.
Yeah, Falcons, man.
That's my second car right there. Not convertible, but Cousin Teddy.
Yeah.
I would love to have.
Grand? Do you think that's too bad for a really nice Falcon convertible?
It's a 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree. It has a 97 horsepower, maybe.
I know.
It has to be a
It's
survivor
like a
car.
base Mustang, is the feel. But it's convertible. It's kind of neato. It's small.
I don't love Falcons that much.
Okay.
So. I mean, if I had lots of money.
Then you would not buy one, I imagine.
I probably would buy it.
Oh, really?
And put a V8 in it.
Yeah, exactly. And then heavily modify it. Everything can be modified. Nothing sacred. It's
I could
fine.
put it
We
back
can
to
get going.
original because I'm rich. Dang, look at 78 Cougar. Oh, goodness. Did you see that?
Yes, there's a lot of Pontiac Firebirds.
Look at
78s.
that flame.
They had a full-on Smokey and the Bandit one, too, but...
Yeah, those are pretty played out.
Yeah, you think so?
In my opinion only.
Okay.
There are just so many of them.
You need to modify them and make them.
Even if
fun.
you do the cool stuff with the LS and the Roadster chassis and everything like that, it's still just another fucking Smoker and the Bandit. Goddamn black turns out.
I get you.
Oh, there we go. Citroen.
Yeah. When I was there, I was like, it's a Citroen. Just like Greg likes.
2CV.
But yeah, it was a fun show. It was a fun place, and it's a good dealership. And, you're going around because it's different than going to a museum and just saying them all going like, don't touch it. They're actually, don't touch this, don't touch that, versus going to this kind of, it's their first sale. So and the guy giving the tour is like do you want to sit in it? You want to see yourself behind the wheel, huh? Well, we got financing and it's kind of fun.
Truckster.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. He had big old giant
LTD station wagon.
Yeah, and so it was with the back seat, rear facing back seat, and all that fun stuff.
It's got
wood paneling.
Windows.
Yeah, it was a big old. What year is that one? It's 1990 Mercury Grand Marquis wagon. Yeah, boat. Yeah, that's something. You don't need an SUV, dude. That was huge.
You think you hate it now? Wait till you drive it.
Yeah, that's family truckster edition for sure. But it was still fun. It's an interesting place, but and once they get the Shelby part going up and running, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the lowrider, the Chrysler. Okay. So we turn the corner and there's 3 of these Mustangs, but they're Cobra Jet, the Copo cars. So you had to order special ordered cars from Ford and drag slicks, skinny wheels up front. And there's a 2010, a 2012, a 2013, a white, blue, and a black one. And I'm like going, can we open the hood? Can we open the hood? Can we open the hood? I want to see it. Can we open the hood? Cracks it open. Gigantic supercharger on top of that 5.4 liter V8.
Oh.
And those things had you buy them from the dealership. They're not street legal. You trailer it to the track, and then you rip off 8.5 in the quarter. Over and over again. They have a half cage in it. It was amazing. Hood pins to pop the hood. He let me pop open one of the hood pins and lift it up. And, fiberglass hood. And just taking pictures of the engine bay because it was there were no emissions stuff on there. It was a lot cleaner of an engine bay.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a VIN.
Than any, a little bit protracted VIN. And, just lightweight fuel cell in the trunk instead of a spare. They're awesome.
Dude, look at that thing.
Yeah, that's the Mustang version of the Camaros we were just talking about.
Huh.
Yeah.
The modern version.
Yeah, for sure. And I loved it. I thought they were really cool. How much are they going for? He's going for $95,000.
That one's 95.
Yeah, it seems so special, and I have no idea what the value of that kind of thing is because there's probably only, 10 of them. I don't know how much, but they're darn interesting.
There's 25 that's number 25 of the 2012 version. Number 5 of the 2013 version.
Gosh, okay, so, yeah, not a lot. But, yeah, so they had a lot of fun stuff and really nutty things hanging from the wall.
Did you go take a look at that one?
I did not. Oh, wow, a 2003 Subaru Forester.
23.
23. Who cares?
Same thing.
Oh, only $30,000.
What's so special about this stupid thing?
Man, it looks even less special with all the other stuff there.
And it's got regular street tires on it.
It must have been turned in
Oh, those are high rated.
I wonder what they traded this in on.
Super fast. How fast could
I hope he bought like some 1965 Cadillac or something with the money from that and got his masculinity back. You know, all his testosterone came flooding back. His eyes, the scales fell off of his eyes. He could finally see again.
It has no miles on it. I don't know. There's nothing
practically
cool
brand new. I don't know.
Nothing.
They're a car dealer, you know. Get some stuff in trade, move things back and forth. But yeah, and then they had a brand new Shelby Mustang there too. So they're doing a bunch of fun stuff there. You know, it's just a crazy variety all over the place. No like linear idea through the whole thing.
Sidecars?
What do you mean by sidecar? Like motorcycle sidecars?
Their inventory, and it says, "Oh shit, boss! Motorcycles, sidecars."
Yeah,
here we are.
I don't really ride motorcycles, so I would just buy the sidecar and then try and get friends at the motorcycle bar
to hook you up and
hey, can I get a ride on your motorcycle?
Doesn't it have to have the?
And they go, dude, you're not hopping on the back of my Harley. I go, no. Next to you. I want to ride next to you. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can follow me. No, I got a sidecar. I just want to bolt on, and you can drive me. Is that cool?
Not to my chrome frame.
This Cutlass was like a LS swapped.
Yeah, it's a resto mod, it says.
It was nutty. Yeah, it's like brown on brown on brown on
and it
chrome.
has the best seats ever, dude.
The seats swiveled out. Yeah.
Yeah.
73 Oldsmobile Cutlass.
They only did that in like 73 and 74.
Yeah.
Chevelles had them too.
It's T-top also. It was weird. That's a weird one.
Dude, I would buy that car all day.
That's a hipster special. Yeah, big old LS3.
You could have done it a little nicer in there.
Yeah, but who's gonna pop the hood?
You better supercharge that.
Exactly.
Oh, it's got the original motor and trans to go with it.
Wow. Yeah,
it's only $90,000. Can you believe that?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
The highest price I would think possible would be $45,000. That's a lot of money. But to the right person who's also insane, perfect. But a lot of insane people don't make a lot of money. So,
or they make a whole lot of money. One or the other.
It's just, it's
There's
so
no
weird.
Between it seems.
I don't know, but you have to find a person who's really into 78 Cutlasses and then also is really into swivel chairs and T-tops.
Dude,
and brown.
I would take that for 45, but
into
not 90.
resto mod with LS swaps. It's like there's probably 4 people on the planet, man, who would pay $90,000 for that experience.
I wouldn't pay $90,000.
Yeah, see, it takes you out.
I mean, I don't know. If I was making like a bonus like Elon Musk, $32 billion, I might drop $90,000.
Maybe you get it as a laugh, but it's like, but there's funnier jokes out there. You know, there's Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles to be had at that price.
Use your money right.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, get a Wienermobile. You don't want to waste your money on this Oldsmobile.
Okay, so before you got on the flight to come home, what was the last thing you did in Vegas? I know what stays in Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but as you're heading to the airport or in the airport, did you drop a dime in the slot machine and see if you won? Did you?
No, I didn't gamble at all.
No.
Usually I'll spend I'll give myself a $5 limit or something like that if I'm driving out to California. But
good discipline.
But
No weird wackadoo things. No tattoos to speak of.
No, I should have. Yeah. Should have gotten my first tattoo out there to commemorate.
Oh, I forgot no stickers on the Bentley. That's right.
No stickers on the Bentley. That's so funny. No bumper stickers on this Bentley. No, nothing like that. I'm just chicken. I don't know, dude. It's like there's tons of little cars and stuff. We went to this nostalgia street rods thing. If you're just like looking up Vegas stuff, and. Yeah, that was the last. We went to this one before we took off, but it was interesting. They were definitely mostly closed. Like, this was...
Excuse me.
I did enjoy it, but not a crowds. We were the only people there at the museum because it was 118 degrees in Vegas. It's the hottest I've ever been walking by. And it wasn't like, I wasn't like sad about it. It was oppressive heat, you know. It's like
115 degrees is oppressive.
yeah, it's like I'm going to get this pizza out of the oven, but first I'm going to walk into it to grab the pizza, you know. It just was whoo,
forget
the
that.
whole time. And came back to Colorado and it's 75 degrees and I'm like, oh, it's freezing. You know, where's my hoodie? Oh, it was so good, but it was such a relief. But
the museum's mostly closed. What do you mean?
Yeah, but they had. Well, no, it was just like there was nobody there around, and like there is some work, but it was just this guy's collection, and you kind of go, is this a museum or is it just a guy who had nobody to say stop in his life, you know? Have you ever it's like a hoarder's kind of a place, but he had a lot more cash. He had a lot of space to put things
and some taste.
Yeah, he had like 4 buildings, you know, that the cars were spread around in. So we kind of walk in, and there's a lady there who goes, hey, oh, you guys here for the tour? And we go, yeah. She goes, okay, just 1 second. I thought she was going to grab somebody, and because she's in her office there, you know, on her computer, and she says, okay, let's go hop on the golf cart. And then took us to
the 3 of you on your own tour.
She goes, and you'll pay at the end of the tour. And I go, okay. Oh, so we get to find out if it's worth it and then pay you. And it's like, yeah. It was cool. But it was like, there's a lot of 32 Fords with a lot of small block Chevys. And, you know, it's like, okay, I've seen this. And it's a street rod museum. So
right.
It's like, okay, I kind of know what we're doing. There was a Boyd Coddington Lincoln.
Oh, goodness.
34 Lincoln. And that one was probably the highlight. That was cool. I think it was interesting because it wasn't overdone. It wasn't crazy, super Boyd Coddington. It was really an early one. But so it wasn't like, it's like you kind of want like ultra Boyd Coddington. You don't really want just Astrovan seats with electric stuff on there, which this one was, but a lot of nice leather and some other stuff. And it's like, okay.
I mean, it was the early 90s, right?
Yeah, and like the billet steering wheel, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but you kind of go, okay, I would get this because it had a Ford like 460 V8 in there, and it was like, okay, this would be more drivable and usable, but it still looked like a 34 Lincoln. And you're like going, I would hide some of these black plastic switches and stuff on the seats and do some other stuff, but it wouldn't be impossible to get this back to something really magnificent, honestly. So
right.
It was
but a lot of those switches back then were freaking cool as heck, bro. Sorry for
original? Cursing. Oh, yeah. But this was, I mean, the seats were gone, you know. This was replaced by General Motors 80s, you know, 90s seats and stuff.
But that was the cool thing to do, get brand new seats out of a wrecked 1990 Cavalier.
Yeah.
Because they were nice seats, bro.
Yeah.
Put them in your street rod.
And if this was automatic or had electric power on it, you know, it's like, oh. But, you know, there was a lot of that stuff. And the museum wasn't spectacular. It was more like an excuse
to keep going,
to buy your toys that this guy had and hide the money from the tax man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I'm like going, okay, this makes sense. Because I was kind of hinting at that going, okay, this is a tax haven. So he didn't have to throw away his stuff. And was he hiding it from his wife? And she goes, no, she's in on it. She would buy this for him because like for his like 70th birthday or whatever, she said she bought him this. And it was a Cadillac North Star powered wheelchair. It's like, okay, I get the joke, but it was...
I want a V8 wheelchair.
It was
Come on.
so ridiculous.
Even if only the 4 cylinders work,
I
because
know.
it's a
it's
North
just-
Star.
I guess I'm just past that phase of like where I want to have like groovy, ghouly kind of rat fink stuff. I just I want to get something cool and fast that can actually turn a corner. And there was a lot of groovy, ghouly stuff there, and things that could be on the set of the Monsters.
Well, I think the 80s and 90s propagated that hugely for some reason. They just went over the top with some of those weird paint jobs with the graphics.
And you're hoping it's going to be a Revel model kit or something like that, which is cool in its way. But it's like, this takes up space and this takes up time. And it's like, I want to use these hot rods. I want to have some fun. I want to go on an actual drag strip with us.
And I don't want 10 pounds of Bondo.
I don't want to be beaten by a Honda Odyssey minivan.
Right.
So there's a lot of that going on there. It was, some was cool. Some of them were cool, but some of them were like, wow. This is just like an extra car, It's like he has 532 Fords. Why not get another 532 Ford?
Because each one's going to be different, right?
Yeah, the fiberglass is different on this one.
They're not even steel.
Some of them, maybe, but yeah, it was like
you can't have a 32 Ford that's in a museum. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so
be steel.
That was a tax haven for sure, and he had passed away. The guy and the wife had passed away, but it was a sight to see. It was just interesting having
seeing somebody's hoarding collection that was tasteful.
And having the lady who's running the museum giving the tours doesn't really know much about the cars, which is fine, but it's not. Yeah, it's just really friendly, a funny lady, fantastic personality, and that's cool. But not knowing about what engine's under this, what is this made out of? She goes, I don't really know that much about that one.
You could do weddings there.
But yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe you just get married there. I don't know. But
it says on the website, weddings.
Oh my gosh,
events,
it does.
Book a tour.
I think Vegas is.
I think you just get married anywhere in Vegas.
I think Vegas.
Oh, there's your wheelchair.
Yeah, there it is on the website. Yeah, nostalgia street rods. But
it's got like 24.
Oh, one thing they had there that was insane.
In the membrane?
There was, and in the bed frame and everything else, was this 1957 Chevy Bel Air. And had 44 miles on it originally. And that was probably the car I spent most time staring at because I'm like going, holy cow. And it was, perfect, not perfect, but it was GM factory paint job. And you're like, so it was kind of cool seeing like, okay, they had some bubbling up all around the corners and stuff like that the trim was supposed to cover. And, so some of the little overspray and all that things are still there. The interior was perfect. It was beautiful. Had that fun, like, lava rock kind of looking pattern on it. And stuff. It's such a gorgeous car, and you kind of forget because it's like you always see them modified to hell, and back, and it's like, and then seeing an original one with original air in the tires and everything else and glass, and it was just kind of perfect, perfect for the time, for the year, for the budget. Showroom fresh, maybe not perfect.
How does somebody do that in 57? Keep a car?
Yeah. Well, there was 2 other 57s sitting next to it, but also, with different states of hot rodded.
Who in 57 has the wherewithal and the mental capacity to not drive it?
Yeah, because it's not like it's. Because it was probably like a $3,500 car at the time, maybe $4,000 car.
Who knows?
And
houses were $6,000, so no.
Well,
that car was probably $1,800 new.
I don't know. My 54 Chevy have a window sticker, and I think it was about $3,200
Huh?
Somewhere around there. But this thing was maybe you could look up what's the price of a brand new 57 Chevy. In 1957, but yeah, it was beautiful. Red with the white top, silver, and it's just like you go, okay, or orangey red, and it'd be such an interesting thing to own because would you drive it?
44 miles? I don't know that I could.
Yeah, that's kind of those things where you go, yeah, it belongs in a museum. Yeah, you're right.
That one does.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum. I don't know if you have to preserve it. Yeah, you can't get into the grubby mitts of us hot rodders
No, because
to
they'll
ruin it.
Yeah, the first thing they'll do is pull the motor.
Yeah, you keep this 283,
Right?
but
We're
V8.
actually they're going to pull the frame and roadster.
Yeah, leave the engine while you pull the frame and pull the body off. But it's yeah, I really liked it. It would be interesting to take the car and just start driving it now, because it's still always going to be cool. And it would be interesting, 10 years on, if I you drove it daily or whatever, and it still had, less than 50,000 miles on it or something like that.
That'd be different.
But yeah, it'd be cool just to get the exact experience that you would get from 1957 out of this car. And they drive nice. I've driven stock ones.
They're not bad.
It's pretty cool, over-assisted steering and just kind of like comfy.
Yeah. They didn't never compromise the suspension for that.
Didn't compromise this. Meaning like, yeah, they
Steering for the suspension?
yeah, they were definitely comfy cars though. But yeah, I think it would cost Chevy original prices in 57. What did the dealer list? What's the most expensive one?
The most expensive one is Beauville wagon.
And that runs at
4-door, 9-passenger, $2,563.
Okay.
$2,563. The next expensive one is the other station wagon, the Townsman. It's $2,456.
Did it say like a Bel Air, 2-door Bel Air? Because that's what this one was.
They don't list it as Bel Airs on here. They have a Delray, Sport Hardtop, Beauville, Sport Hardtop Sedan. Oh, Bel Air. Here we go. Sorry. 2-door sedan, Bel Air, $2,238. So $2,300 after taxes, maybe.
Okay, so it's probably doubled by now. It's
probably worth $4,400 by now.
Even though you only have 44 miles on it, it probably doesn't even have a warranty anymore. You're like,
it's out of warranty by now.
Yeah, but you don't even get to drive it and like go down to the dealership and go, it's still low miles, man. I don't know.
Oh wait, the convertible was $2,511.
Okay, I would spring the extra $500.
Holy shit! Excuse me. The Nomad wagon. The 2-door Nomad wagon is the most expensive.
Okay.
At $2,757.
Okay, so man, wonder what my 54 Chevy was. Then I've been thinking it was in the 3,000s this whole time.
Was it a 110, a 210?
210 Delray, 1954.
So I'd have to say it was $1,800 because
really
the 210 Delray Coupe is $2,162.
Gosh.
So yours was probably $2,000 maybe then.
Oh,
maybe $1,800.
Man, that really lowers the value of my car. Ugh.
Because I spent.
I bet you that's what the insurance company would pay me. If I got wrecked.
They better not.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll talk to you again next week. Stay away from the gambling and pick your strip clubs wisely.
Wisely.